Welcome to another episode of Sujan Relatively Good Reviews, where I just start to review a whole bunch of stuff that I have, and hopefully not expensive stuff, since most of the other reviews tend to be stuff that are so pricey. I don't know if everyday people want to buy anything. With that said, today I'm reviewing a Pilot E95S uh, fountain pen. A couple of my reviews have been just mostly fountain pens, but there'll be other ones coming. If you liked the other previous reviews, just don't forget to like and subscribe. With that said, here we go. This is the Pilot E95S, Elite 95S. So, well, it comes in a box when I ordered it from Amazon, but this is what's inside. Once you take the sleeve out, you get the user guide and so on. It does come with black ink and the pen itself. With that said, it does have a converter that it comes with. However, I already took it out, inked it, so I can kind of save some time on this. To give you an idea, this is the black with gold. I believe there's one other color. Comes with the 14 karat gold tip. And if you look in here, this is the medium nib. If I open the inside, here's the converter that actually has the ink. And with that said, the pen itself is fairly short, right? So again, the name for this pen, the other name is the long short pen, was released by Pilot in the 60s, I believe, the Pilot pens. And yeah, it actually has a very, very elegant design, right? So a couple of positive things that I liked about this, that it is very well designed. The design is very elegant and is very smooth to write with. It's probably one of the most smoothest pen I have. It has like this Art Deco kind of design going on, and it is very small and compact, right? Compared to some of the other pens, it is kind of thin and compact. If you do want to have a look, let me see. Here's one of my TWSBI I own, right? So a little bit shorter. And again, if you want to look at the thickness, right, fairly thin. Right. So that said, it is fairly small, compact, easy to carry. And with that said, if you want to just take the cap out, right, it's fairly small to hold. If you do need something a little bit longer, you can put the cap in and makes the pen almost pretty much a full size as you write with it. With that said, the ink is a 14 karat gold nib, and it comes in medium, fine, and extra fine. The only, I guess, things I don't like about this pen is the actual converter size. Since I do use my pen very regularly, the ink does tend to run out fairly quick. This takes the Pilot Converter 40, so very small reservoir size. It does come with this cartridge. However, I'm not fond of cartridges because once that runs out, I'm just tossing this out in the garbage. I'm not a fan of just throwing stuff in the garbage just because it runs out. So I'd rather use the converter and refill as much as possible. The other downside I realized as I was writing with this is that my hand is not overly big, but it's a decent sized hand, right? So if you have somebody with a large hand, it's probably not a great pen because you might find this to be kind of tiny. And I'm not fond of the weight, right? Which actually is a pro or a con depending on what you want, because for considering the weight of this pen, this is actually really great if you want to carry it around. So in that sense, I do like that it's very, very lightweight pen to carry around. But sometimes when I'm writing, I just prefer something a little bit more to, with a weight to it. So I actually feel like I have something that I'm holding. But it's not it's not overly light that you're going to be like, oh, this is just very featherweight kind of thing, right? The only other downside, this is more of a personal thing for me, was I wish I had ordered a fine or a extra fine tip. I prefer writing with 0.5 lead pencil or something thinner. So with that said, this is a medium size nib, right? Just to compare that, right, there we go. This is a medium size nib. Um, and it's not that bad. And again, I don't use fancy paper. I prefer to use this regular paper to write with. And this is my TWSBI. This is one of the fine point nibs I have. And you can see right? And that's the thickness of the TWSBI fine point. If you do want to compare that to the regular pens you might buy in a market, right? This is the Pilot V5, right? So you're going to compare that tip size. There we go. There's the Pilot V5. And if you really want to compare that to, let's say, a pencil tip, right? This is the 0.5. So as you can see, I think the only thing I wish I had done was probably bought a fine tip instead of medium. But other than that, I don't have really any complaints about this. Writing wise, it is one of the smoothest pens I have, right? Yeah, there we go. One of my favorite poets and writer, Sign, true daughter of old time thy art. With that said, let me know what you think of this pen if you own one. If you don't, if you have questions, put it in the comments. I'd be more than happy to reply. Um, again, if you like to write thin, I would probably go with fine, extra fine. If you prefer a little bit of thicker line, I would go with the medium. Um, other than that, just the small ink reservoir, right, with the converter, and just yeah, I think the main really only thing I really have to think about is really the converter size. The weight isn't overly an issue. It is a little bit on the lighter side for me, but I think in terms of traveling, I think this is really good. But yeah, the only other thing I would say is just the converter size. It does not hold a lot of ink for the size of the pen. So hopefully you liked the review for the Pilot E95S, the Elite 95. Let me know what you think, and like and subscribe my video, and make sure to leave a comment if you have any questions, or if you'd like to comment how well you like this pen if you own one. Thank you.